What up to my peoples? Welcome back to Retro Crunch, and today we're going to do a review of Season 1 of Cobra Kai. Hey guys, first of all, if you have not seen Cobra Kai yet and don't want to hear any spoilers, do not go any further in this. You need to turn around and go watch Cobra Kai first, and then come back and watch this review. You've been warned. Alright, I gotta say that not only is Cobra Kai really funny, but it's easily the best thing in the series since the first Karate Kid movie. Comparing it to the first film is not really fair. That was a film that was in the 80s, and this show is in the current decade. But Cobra Kai is everything that it needed to be. It was funny, full of irony, well thought out, well cast, well written, and some damn good acting, for the most part. The show remembers the 80s without ever letting the audience forget that the times have changed, which is exactly what the Karate Kid adaptation should do. Billy Zabka was stellar in his performance as Johnny, and you really start to like the guy by the end of the series. And Ralph Macchio, he does a good job too. Daniel is still Daniel, but he talks a little bit too much and he still has that awkwardness about him. If you would ask me 10 years ago if I thought that they would be making a Karate Kid TV show, I would have said no way. But fortunately, those showrunners over at YouTube Red knocked this one out of the park. Not only was it fantastic, but they stayed true to the movies and gave us a show that really let Daniel and Johnny shine. Loved finding out that Johnny Lawrence is a handyman just like Miyagi was in the original movie. That was priceless. Also, Mr. Miyagi had a car lot full of old cars and loved working on them. And Daniel now owns a car dealership and we see him working on cars at the beginning of episode 2. I thought that was a really fun fact. And they even brought back the Bill Conti score, which was perfectly timed in the series, by the way. All of the similarities and reverse parallels that we were able to see between Daniel training Robby and Johnny training Miguel were absolutely phenomenal. And that brings me to the first point I want to make. I love the reverse parallel with Robby and Miguel, and especially how Miguel is portrayed as the next generation Daniel who turns into Johnny. What would happen if Daniel did train under Kreese in Cobra Kai, and how would he have turned out in the end? That's pretty much what happened with Miguel. And then we have Robby, the son of Johnny. It wasn't until his decision to work for Daniel that he started changing his behavior when Daniel guides him under his supervision. Daniel changed Robby from a thieving, angry child to a well-behaved and loyal student. And so Robby was becoming Daniel. But back to good old Johnny. He turned at least 3 nice kids into pretty much assholes, possibly more. We're talking about Miguel, Aisha, and Eli. Without realizing it, he's perpetuating a cycle of bad karate and bullying onto a new generation in the same way that Kreese did. Something that he didn't realize till the end of the tournament. But by the end of the season, Johnny is horrified with what he had done, and Hawk has really become a monster. The stuff of Hawk and even Miguel turning bad while Robby fought clean was meant to highlight to us just how a student is a product of a teacher. The innocent nerds turn mean under an aggressive teacher, while the crooked street punk becomes virtuous under a compassionate teacher. Then how about the similarity between Johnny's breakup with Allie and Miguel's with Sam? Johnny had a fight with Allie and Daniel stepped in. And it looks like since Miguel and Sam had a fight, we may see Robby step in the same way. It would not surprise me at all if Hawk and Miguel jump Robby sometime in Season 2. Oh, and Louie, the cousin no one wants. Did Daniel really fire him?
Drive, I'll give you a goddamn test drive.
Yeah, I want a test drive.
Yeah, Sheila, could you get Robby to take this guy out?
It's Robby's day off.
Yeah, what about Anoush?
He's with a customer. I can call Louie.
No. Louie is never allowed to step foot around here ever again.
The lady card salesman seems to think that Louie was still working there, but Daniel said that Louie wasn't allowed to step foot around there ever again. I'm not so sure that he actually got fired. They never came right out and told us. Alright, and then something important. Y'all see how Miguel's first move in the All Valley tournament was a crane kick, and the judge called it a win for Miguel?
Ready? And fight!
How did he do that?
That's 1 point, Diaz!
I can't believe he stole your move.
So that's it. The crane kick is a fully legal move in the tournament. There was no disputing the kick, no warning to Miguel, they just called it a win. So that should finally end the discussion. Daniel and Miguel both won with the crane kick. And honestly, I think Cobra Kai was trying to make that exact point to the viewers to squash this discussion once and for all. And this bugged me. How do you make a huge deal about Daniel being a All Valley champion, but don't even mention once that the Cobra Kai sensei is also a champion? Must be because LaRusso is sponsoring the tournament. I guess they were kind of scratching Daniel's balls. Then right at the end, I'm glad they brought Martin Kove into the show.
That the real story's only just begun.
Real curious about what role he's going to play in the show and if Johnny is going to let him back into his life. He did say that he's like a father to him, and for all we know, he could be his father-in-law. And now I have some questions for you guys. What do you guys think is going to happen in season 2? First off, what do y'all think about Kreese coming back into Johnny's life? Do you think Johnny's going to let him back into the Cobra Kai? Or do you think Kreese is going to have to start his own dojo? And if he does, who's going to train with him? Maybe Hawk and then bring in Kyler as a new fighter? I don't know. And how about Daniel taking Robby to Miyagi's old place to start up Miyagi-Do Karate again? And do you think that Sam's going to go train with their dad there? I'm real interested in seeing more of her in season 2 if we get one. Here's what I would really like to see happen in season 2. Kreese helping Johnny get back in good graces with his son Robby would be the first part. And once that happens, I think that there's a chance that Miguel might be jealous and betrayed and could leave the Cobra Kai and go over to Daniel's camp. Then we'd have Daniel, Miguel, and Sam versus Kreese, Johnny, Hawk, and Robby. A classic Daniel versus Johnny scenario. And that, guys, is my review of Cobra Kai. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Y'all be sure to like this video and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any new videos each week. Alright, Retroheads, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. And remember, if it ain't retro, it ain't worth watching.